Hi Dixons, I'm Justine Oldham, Associate Executive Principal here at Dixons. Today's episode looks at the third step in the 6-step coaching model. It follows on directly from the last episode on praise and probe. If you've not already watched this episode, the link is provided in the description below. In the past, we've expected to develop a teacher most quickly by giving lots of feedback and advice on what to change, following a lesson observation. In fact, we find that the opposite is true. We know we learn best when we can focus on one thing at a time. So giving less feedback maximises teacher development. We have found that giving effective feedback makes big shifts in teacher practice by focusing on small changes in quick succession. This video is all about giving an action step to a teacher in order to improve their teaching. Following a short lesson drop-in, we identify one very narrow action step which we know will increase student learning. This action step needs to be bite-sized enough for the teacher to be able to implement in 1 week. We know, of course, that habits take much longer to form, and so the action step may need to be practiced for weeks in order to become embedded. However, we want the action step to be small and tight enough that it can be practiced straight away and implemented in the classroom immediately. You're now going to see a clip of the Year 4 lesson that you saw in the last episode about praise and probe. And then we will watch a clip of Laura J, the coach, outlining the action step and why she has chosen this particular next step.
Just have a bonus few seconds to look at your board and think, have I shown my working out? Do I just need to pop one of the steps that I did first onto my board so Miss Shorten knows what I did to get my answer? Have a bonus 10 seconds to look and see if you need to add anything. At the end of that 10 seconds, I will ask you to show me. I know we'll have super smart show me practice. Voices off, boards under chins. You've got 3, 2, 1, show me. Oh, I love how I can see those steps on there, Eddie. Nice practice. Lots of working out, I can see. Good. Good.
I have chosen the next step of insisting on 100% during the show me routine by narrating around a countdown. And this is the highest leverage because the teacher was missing key students during the show me routine, so they weren't informing her data collection. The whole point of a review now is to collect and act on data from previously taught knowledge. So we would want the teacher to be able to gather this data from all students moving forward.
There are 3 key criteria to great action steps. The first one is to choose the highest leverage. We say that this is the action step that has the most impact on the most children most of the time. The second is measurable. If it can be practiced discreetly, we know that it is observable and measurable. We need to be clear on the what and the how, and I will come back to this later. The third is bite-sized. The change needs to be manageable in a week. It may take longer for it to become a habit, and this is ultimately what we're striving for, but the action step must be able to be implemented within a week so that the teacher can see a success. We do find that the smaller and more precise the action step, the quicker the growth. During the coaching feedback meeting, after praising success and probing to identify the gap and the action step, we ask the coachee to name the action step. This helps to lock in the learning. We then ensure that we give the precise action step and often ask the coachee to write it down. What is key is that we name the what and the how.
So, following on from our discussion earlier, I would say your next step then is to insist on 100% during your show me routine by narrating around a countdown
Okay, yeah.
and using that 100% strategy in particular.
Yep.
So could you have a think and tell me why? Why do you think narrating around a countdown would be the best strategy for insisting on 100% during that specific part of the lesson?
So you're trying to do that data capture. So I can't be moving around using my proximity in the same way as we've been practicing. I need to be in that fixed point to be able to scan and see everybody's board at the same time. If not, it's not going to be slick enough and speedy enough. So I guess the countdown is going to make sure that everybody is ready. It's still keeping that pace and that nice positive tone, but I get to be static instead.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So we're going to write it down then. The next step is insist on 100% during your show me routine by narrating around a countdown.
Transformative action steps name the what and the how. In the example you just saw, the action step was insisting on 100% during the show me routine by narrating around a countdown. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to join us for our next video on coaching, where we will look at steps 4 to 6. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share, and I look forward to seeing you soon to explore the next steps in our 6-step instructional coaching model.